Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Pete. It's about 10 a.m. on Thursday, February 8th, 2024. Beautiful day here in Western New York, and wanted to share these thoughts with you with our Inspired Americans personal armor page. Going to start off with the music that you listen to. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times in the different videos that I've done, but it's the different type of music you listen to when you are doing your workouts. I believe it's going to give you a little bit of a different performance and then results as well. For the longest time, I was the type of person that if I went to the gym, I was just listening to whatever was there. Imagine that, especially in today's day and age. But when I was working out at home for the longest time, when I was working a job, I had this job, I was doing nursery work primarily and learning everything about the farm and the nursery and how to grow trees and propagate trees and weed trees and water trees and fertilize and everything. So I spent a lot of time out there by myself. It was still the era of Walkmans and Discmans. Yeah, we didn't have, cordless, anything. So I was just out there listening and day in and day out, having these conversations with myself. And so my workouts were the same thing. We didn't really have radio. We were of modest means. And, bringing that down there just wasn't really an option. So I remember when I started to work out with music, and I was like, oh man, this is great. And then I remember when I got the phone, my very first cell phone, that you could get Pandora, and I was like, this is great. So having the different types of playlists or musicians or types of channels that you're going to listen to will absolutely have an impact on your workout. For me, I do really enjoy music that's not like, I know some people love to get like just the crazy music and they want to drive and feel that. I don't ever need that. I'll live, believe it or not. I mean, sometimes people tease me, but really, listen to like Jack Johnson radio, and how do you listen to that throughout the course of work? Tell me about it. But and then all the way on up to like Audio Slave, but that's usually about the range that's in there, depending on the mood that I've got. But I really do enjoy it because I can focus. It allows me to focus. Some people say you shouldn't listen to music while you're working out because you really want to be able to focus in on your body and each and every rep and everything that's happening. And I definitely can see where there is some validity to that statement. I just think that for your workouts, do what you enjoy. I mean, that's what this channel is all about. Getting you to keep working out, keep doing what you can do each and every day. For the song, today is Toby Keith. Toby Keith, made some decisions later in his life regarding some things that I don't really want to touch on in this video that a lot of people across the country and the world made. And for whatever reasons, they made those decisions. And they tried to influence people to do things that they probably shouldn't have taken a role in doing that. And in my opinion, in doing that, that ultimately cost Toby his life. So we're honoring Toby today with with this video a little bit, because, and then with it to say what the inspirations were later. But he lost his life, but his music is great, and he's got very real music and very catchy music. And when you listen to it, I think getting that emotional connection with it, with whatever music you've got, it will help you get through that workout, because there is a little bit, you get a little bit more emotional. It'll drive you just a little bit more with whatever song that it is that you're playing. Of course, he's got some sappy songs and sad songs, and the one, I think it's "Don't Let the Old Man In," which I guess he wrote for Clint Eastwood. But just great music, great music that he's got all the way around. I want to talk about body type today and the bench press. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different exercises that, you'll hear so many different people say, you have, excuse me, you have to do this, you have to do the, you never have to do any of that stuff, ever. Don't measure yourself against anybody else with these different workouts. The bench press has never been a strong point for me, and I've worked at it, worked at it, and I've got increases, and I enjoy bench press because of all the different types of things I do in my life. The exercises that you do, you want to make your body strong, joints strong. You hear me say this all the time. Ligaments and tendons, the microfascia, all tying everything in together, and of course the muscle fibers. So working out with the exercises that you enjoy is really, really important. And in bench press especially, it's not important what you can bench. It just isn't. Will that help other exercises that you've got, or will it help you pack on weight if you can bench press more? Certainly it will. Just like anything, do squats or deadlifts, shoulder presses. Those are all things that are going to add weight and add overall strength and durability to you and the life that you're living. And they will lend themselves well to other exercises if you're looking to go that route with getting much, much stronger and a little bit bigger, for whatever reasons you might want to do that. Shamers. This one's a tough one. The mind, our own mind, ourselves. That is a tough, tough one when you're beating yourself up, when you're hearing those voices, when you're being reminded of those experiences that you've had in life over and over and over again. And we just allow those narratives and just all of those words and then the associated feelings and emotions that come with them. And it's tough to get over that. It is very tough. We're hearing all the family members or the friends or even just on TV what we may apply to our own lives and our own selves because we're not feeling like we're good enough. And I know this is going to sound a little bit corny, but you are good enough. Everybody is good enough because God says we are good enough. We are. God is in each and every one of us, and he creates us, and he isn't going to create anything that's bad. So no matter what you've done, free yourself from that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in some other videos, but it's very important to learn how to work out and exercise your mind just as much as it is your body. But you're exercising your mind and strengthening and fortifying that will help your emotions. It will help your feelings that you've got. It will help you shed those burdens and lighten those loads that you've got. For whatever reason, you've been carrying those with you. In improving that narrative and shutting it down and saying it doesn't matter. It is what it is. I've done it. I am in this point right now, and the things that I did, no matter what they were, brought me to the point that I am at right now, and I feel healthy and I feel good. So trying to overcome the mind as the shamer is a really, really challenging one, but if you can, it's hugely vital. Inspirations, we're going to talk about Toby Keith again. Everything that he did for so many people. He'd go into local bars when he would come and do concerts, when, all the things that he did for the military and the songs he wrote for our country and how many, concerts that he did and people. I mean, he touched the lives of millions and millions and millions of people, but not just in a superficial, like, hey, we're listening to the music, I love this artist way. I'm talking about ways that people they revered this guy in such a great light. They really did. And it's awesome to see the life that he lived, how he gave everything he had to every moment and every situation. And it just incredible to see him use the celebrity that he had in a really, really great way and parlay that into so many different people's lives. That even if it was just party songs, if people playing those, but he was way more than that to so many people, and he will be sadly missed. Exercise today, shoulder shrugs. I'm not going to pick up the weights because you're not going to see it, but shoulder shrugs are one of the most important. But you'll hear this term used all the time, but it is really a good one. To bulletproof your shoulders. Now, why is that? Your shoulders feel sloppy. Hey, I've got, rotator cuff, and I need rotator cuff. Very few people will ever need rotator cuff surgery. That's just the reality. The reality is you can strengthen all of those tendons and muscle fibers and ligaments inside that shoulder and make it very, very strong and durable. I had an injury. I can't remember what shoulder it was. I was just lifting up a weight. I could feel it and went like that. And you're like, oh man. And I had to train around it. One of the greatest things that I did was the shoulder shrug. Now, there are all variations of shoulder shrugs you can do. You can just do a hold like this, which I love to do, or you can do a hold single like that, or you can do a single up like that, or you can do a double shrug just like that. And a lot of people will say, oh, those are ego exercises, or they're not doing anything. The shrug. I'm here to tell you that I don't want to say that they're wrong, but I know my experience with shoulder shrugs. And when you focus in on those and you do a high rep count, that's the key. You want to do a high rep count. Like I said, 25 reps, holds for a minute. You could just hold that weight just up there, just like that for 1 minute. And that you're going to feel a difference in plus it affects your overall upper body strength and, your traps. That is going to improve all of your other exercises. So very, very valuable shrugs. And use a weight. Like I said, you can get to a 1 minute hold. You can 1 minute hold in one arm. You can 1 minute hold or double. Or like I said, doing these, 25, where you're holding it up like that. Or your doubles that you've got, or just your singles down. But that's the good rotation. And like I said, pick a weight or bands. You can use the bands, step on those bands. And you could do it. You can, straddle yourself a little bit more, get those handles on it. And believe it or not, you are able to execute that movement with bands. Eating, I got to do a better job with the greens, all of the greens I do. But, trying to get the broccoli in there, zucchini in there, spinach in there for you. That's just going to it's going to lend itself in a really, really way to overall, dietary health and, your gut, how you are able to process everything in your body and metabolize it. It's really, really important to get those nutrients into you. And we don't want to talk about that. So we're like, meat, give us all the meat, All right, we'll eat some carbs, but you got to get those veggies in there. I know I got to do a better job. It's a very, very powerful Bible verse that I got today from a dear friend. It's Romans 8:31. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? And that is very, very true, and it is very, very powerful. I hope this video helped you in some ways. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do have any ideas or suggestions, things that have worked really, really well for you and your life, I'd love to hear them, and I'll share them with everybody. God bless you all. Much love. Huge hugs. Take care. I'll see you soon. Stay healthy and stay strong.